Good morning, or I should say it's just afternoon on a Saturday, and it is another breathtaking day. Frankie's a little wore out. We've been playing all morning, and I just re-washed my face. But I grabbed a couple things so I didn't get the moisturizer on my face. So this is a little spray bottle. I got a set of 2 for, I don't know, a couple bucks, $3, something like that. Works really well. I put tiny water, just a little bit of, like a teaspoon of rubbing alcohol in there, which I should have put a quarter of that because I can smell it and I didn't want to smell it. And I put some of my CeraVe in here so that I could mist my face and hair if it was really dry. It's not a perfect mist, but very close to it. Frankie, quit. Thank you. I'm not alone. But at least now my face is wet, so I can put this on. Oh, and I just forgot. Instead of opening and closing this big jar, which contaminates it every time, I'm reusing a small jar that I had. I think it's smart to do that. I have a lot of housework to do today. Trying to be quiet. So, I have a lot of bits and pieces of things that aren't all that hard, but they're tedious, and I don't like doing them. Like cleaning the drains in the bathroom, because I use a lot of conditioner. I hired someone to come do a whole house inspection, and that was one of the things they pointed out, was that I had some black mildew in my drains in the bathroom caused by. Okay, so I'm going to take care of that today. Got a load of laundry. What else do I have on there? Oh, it seems that that not taking my medication for the cancer, I'm starting to have aches and pains again. And so it's harder to move around in the bed, but if I'm wearing satin PJs, it makes it so much easier. So I'm probably going to get rid of some of my pajamas, especially the long nightgowns that aren't satin, so that I can move around in bed. Anyway, before I get started on the topic, I wanted to let you know that I got a little Temu order. Not a big one. I just wanted to share it with you. I like show and tell. And I like fall and winter. I used to get made fun of. I always had a scarf on. Sorry. I love scarves. I've always loved scarves. Look at the tag that's on there. And it's crooked. That's so funny. I hear you cleaning up. Thank you. So, here we go. It is silky soft. And I love blue and yellow and blue and brown. Wow, that's soft. And you know, I'm a tightwad, so I know I got this for under $5, I'm sure. But I could see that in a high end without that ridiculous sticker on there, which I peeled off. I could see this at a high end department store. That's the truth on that. Yes, that's a keeper. Same brand. And this one is just browns because I can wear that with some blue shirts when it's not too cold. But I get this brown one because I have several brown coats. Oh, so soft. Not real thick and heavy. I mean, it's thicker than, or maybe about the same as this ribbon, but it's just so soft. And you can fluff it so it looks like it's thicker than it is. Another silly sticker, which, thank goodness it's not sewn on there. But boy, is it sticky. I will get it off there. I wanted to talk about loneliness today. It was a suggested topic, and I think it's an excellent topic. One of the big deals is that a lot of people see loneliness as a fairly easy remedy. They'll say, oh, if you're lonely and you're single, start dating. If you're lonely and you're married, go to church. Join a book club. Well, sometimes the loneliness is a little bit more complicated than that. Or maybe not complicated, just more unique. Like, that's very common. You know, that's, you know, of course there's romantic loneliness. And when we have romantic loneliness, it's incentive to start dating. And some people fight the idea of dating because it's scary. And it can complicate life. And you wonder, what's the trade-off? Yay, I'd have a partner, and we'd maybe someone to go places with, and, you know, someone who would care if I came home at night. Especially when your kids are starting to get older and rebellious, or if you want a parental partner. Well, they didn't make that one easy. The other one was a lot easier. Did I put a hole in it? I hope not. No, but boy, did it pull hard on a couple strings. I don't know if that's a hole. I'm going to return it and tell them. Put a dang crooked sticker on there, but I don't know. It's right down where everybody can see it, so hopefully it's just a pull. I don't like returning stuff. It's a drag. Anyway, yeah, it's a trade-off. You have to really think it through. Giving up privacy, space, might even cost money if you're going to relocate and move or share space, or you're going to build on. That kind of thing. First of all, I'm a delight. I got this for my husband. It almost feels like It almost feels like cotton, but it has some stretch spandex in it. Can't wait to give that to him. That's great. Oh, you want to see it again? I thought I heard somebody say, I want to see that again. Isn't that hilarious? I think he'll like it. He's a little proud of his cantankerousness, I think. Okay, I'm going to show you a makeup that I got that I bragged to you about a long time ago. And then it was hard to find. It's this CC 90. Didn't have it in stock for a long time, so I couldn't find it, so I bought this one, hoping it was the same, only different. Well, this is the toner one. And then they have several different brands. You know, companies that make foundations give you so many choices. I don't know how they afford to do it. I really don't. Except that they can sell their overages. That's a big market, especially in neighborhoods that have to that really do rely on low-cost brands, and other countries buy in bulk, especially when they're made in other countries. And then they resell them to us at discounted prices from what they are in the department stores. This is so good for my dry skin. It stays moist almost all day. This does not stay moist all day. Of course, it's toning. It's supposed to be firming and tightening. Well, I don't know if all that's true. The ingredients may or may not be anywhere you can find. Maybe you can find the ingredients somewhere online, but the performance of this is excellent. One of the difficult things is these pumps don't always work well. I'm not going to open this yet, but trust me, it's one of the best foundations you can get. I don't know what company they knocked off or that they had overages from. I don't know, but it's good and I like it. I'm going to tell you about this too. I like this makeup because you can take it on an air flight, and I don't think it's considered a liquid. Easy to put on, and weirdly, it blends really well. Now, I haven't used this much. Look how long that is. You'd think that's how much makeup was in here. I don't know how much makeup they put in there, but it couldn't have been any more than this, because I've only used this. I just can't imagine that I used all of this. I don't use that much foundation in a year. I use a little bit of different ones depending on what mood I'm in, different foundations. But I rarely make it through a bottle. I'm just letting that warm up while I'm yapping. So back to the loneliness thing. So there's that romantic, the romantic loneliness. Excuse me for a second. For some reason, I have just a comfy bra on and I slipped out of it. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Anyway, then there's also, I wrote down a couple that I wanted to talk to you about, because this is where a lot of counselors don't quite get it. A lot of friends don't quite get it, is that there's also a loneliness that we get when we don't have someone to talk to or join with, even one person to join with on a career path or a hobby or something that interests us, that piques us. Like, I got invited and then really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be really hokey and boring. But I got curious because a sweet, fun, spunky friend of mine invited me to go. And she invited me to this knitting circle. And I was like, oh, God, I'll be so bored. No, I just don't want you to be offended if I don't like it. I mean, I went back and forth for a very long time. Finally, I went. I ended up having such a good time because it wasn't just about knitting. That was, ouch. Didn't mean to do that. It wasn't just about knitting. It was about women sharing women's stuff. I liked it so much. Some of the women were a little younger, some were around my age, some were a little older, and we were just sharing women things. And it just felt like I found my tribe. It just was wonderful. This was back up home in Galesburg. Knit 102. That was the address of the building. And she sold knitting stuff in the front and yoga in the back. And I don't know, that was a couple years before COVID when I moved. That was one of my biggest heartaches, is missing out on getting together with the ladies every week, every Wednesday. And, you know, you never knew who was going to show up, but there was a core group. And just, I'm going to tell you, soothing the soul. What else do I have in here? Oh, yeah. Okay. This I already opened. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give it one more shot, but it's just too orange and too drying. This went on and it immediately cracked, and you could see the color of my lips. So if something's too dry on these liquids, which then it's just not going to work for me. I don't have much of a lip line, so I'm always looking for something that's going to stain or really grip and last. But as it cracks, it's got to closely match my lips. And to be able to mix this with something else, I don't know. I can try it. I don't have much of a lip line because of all the sunburns that I've acquired. So think about, if you ever think you're lonely, think about that. Also, then there's, say, for example, the people who have a kid with certain issues or certain challenges or certain blessings and skills and productivity. If a parent doesn't have, say, some things like that to share with another parent, to exchange stories, share the victories and the challenges, it can get lonely. Being a parent can be a challenge on so many levels, but whether you're in a job or a relationship or a church, that's another example, is not everybody is the same in how they worship or how they experience something. And if we just have someone that we can kind of connect with, kind of share our story and hear their story, a reciprocal relationship where we feel like we're part of a little mini tribe even. It doesn't have to be a big tribe. There's so many people you see on the internet and they're praising Jesus, or they're all excited about a new vitamin or a new diet, and they're all bonding over that. Recipes, you know, some of the basics that a lot of people have in common, like cooking or gardening. It's like, yeah. And then there's herbal gardeners or cacti or succulent. Yeah, cactus, succulents, whatever. But you know what I mean. It's easier to find people like that. I like the lip liner, but the color's too light. So I have to put a darker color underneath it that matches better. That's just a little too dark. I was too lazy to take this back. This is a Maybelline. I like how it works. Maybelline Superstay. And I got it on sale for $9.50. You know, and then there's tax, title, and license. But it's too bright pink for me, and I was too lazy to return it. This is too orange. Still too bright. Yeah. I don't know. That's too bad. I don't think I paid more than $2, $3 for this. So I may keep it. I don't know. I'm going to double check just to make sure. Because I don't want to. If I did splurge and get it, then there was another lipstick in here I wanted to show you that I got. What? Oh, it's spilled over. Oh, here it is. Here it is. You can take a picture of that with your phone if you like. It's another color. And I don't buy anything unless it looks mauve or close to it. And that's why I got this, but look how orange that is. I should show you the picture, except I'm too lazy. And once again, it just cracks really quickly. And honestly, I just don't like wearing color with that much. I mean, if I were going to the opera, I would wear these colors. But I can tell you that, boy, my eyes are watering this morning. I had a hard time breathing yesterday. You know, that allergy thing is really kicked up. Just not a color that looks like the pictures. It's so disappointing. So what can I do to kind of soften this up? Huh. I tried to order some more of this. It softens up a little bit of lipsticks. We'll see. I'm just going to do housework, so I'll keep working at it. Okay, so now, also there's that shared story thing about loneliness. And then there are some people who have personalities where they like and thrive on feeling productive, whether it's being a great domestic housekeeper in their own home, or as a career, or an accountant with their own finances, or as a career, landscaping in their own yard, or as a career, or volunteer work. But the thing is to have a shared job. Some people really thrive on that. And there are conversations you can have with, I'm going to try, I just use brown. There are conversations you can have with people who have that kind of work ethic, that kind of go-get-emness. That's a whole different vibe. And it can cause loneliness. There are a lot of people get out of the military or out of factory work or out of Wall Street, and they just feel lost because there's no one to have that kind of a conversation with. I do that sometimes, like as a therapist. I want to hear other therapists talk. But I'm kind of a different type of therapist, so my field is kind of lonely anyway, in my opinion. I'm more of what I might call it like a horse doctor therapist, country farm doctor who makes house calls and he tells you what's going on with you. He can fix it, but it might not be pretty. But you'll be happy that it's fixed, right? That's the kind of therapist I am. And most therapists are just very, very politically correct and tiptoe and slow. And I entertain myself by seeing movement. I want to see you have a light bulb go off, you know? So I've kind of accepted that I'm an unusual type of therapist, and so I will probably always be lonely in that area fairly consistently. But once in a while I meet a therapist who's similar to me, and I'm in hog heaven. I'm in hog heaven. Now, it doesn't mean we get along on everything, because I'm moody and talky and kind of have that attitude that I don't mean to have, but I'm not for everybody. And some of us won't be. I know that there's some people out there too that are just so nice that other people find it not boring, but some people have to compete and they just can't help it. And so that might be a reason why you might be a little lonely, just because the pickings are slim. And I know some people who gossip a lot, and they're going to have, maybe, depending on the types of people they like to hang out with, they might struggle with finding someone to hang out with. Just because less and less people are finding it necessary to gossip. They're too busy. Now, there are some people who that's sort of their bread and butter, especially like influencers, people who are on these platforms, and they're, they gotta rile things up a little bit. I think that's about enough of that. Oh my goodness. I evidently need to tweeze my eyebrows. Well, one of these days I will. But not today. Okay, and there's there's also what else did I put down here? I'm reading my notes. I want to talk about the shared story one. That can be really something tedious to fill in, because what color is this? Is it a brown lavender, or is it it looks more brown in that mirror, and it looked more brown in the pictures when I bought it, but in some lighting it looks kind of a lavender color. That's why I like it on my eyelids. But I don't think it's going to work for my eyebrows. Very interesting. All right, well, we'll see. But I got to put on some eyebrows. Let's see. I'm just going to use my eyeshadow brush. It makes it so easy and fast. Give me a little bulk right there, just right off the bat. Straight line to the topmost part. But some people who were, say, raised in a totally dysfunctional family, I mean, like, if you share a part of your story, someone's going to go, oh. You know what I mean? Or like for me recently, having cancer cells, having cancer cells that are out of whack, and wanting to treat that in the way that I did. Most people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. It's wild. You would think that more people would be empathetic and have feelings of curiosity, even. I'm going to put a little... But there are just some people who cannot share a story. They just can't. Now, there are some people, like I have one client, she was able to find a shared story of her cancer through a group that her doctor set her up with. I think it was online. I'm not sure. But then she also had, in this process, decided she was more Christian than she had given herself credit for, got involved with her church and started doing women's speaker meetings on her testimony, sharing her testimony and sharing her experience with cancer. She found her light like that. So she may not have been joined in exactly, but she started leading. That was sort of her sync that felt, so she didn't really, when she started feeling loneliness and got and experimented with doing different things, she was able to come on light. Now, she didn't feel her loneliness that she did have before she had cancer in the same way as she had thought, or I had imagined. But then when she got cancer, it was like things just kind of fell in line to where now she survived. As far as I know, she's still out there, but she just didn't need me anymore. She was completely fulfilled and thrilled with her life. Cancer was a huge blessing to her, turns out. How about that? Brought her husband closer. Kids probably more team players from what I remember hearing. And now she had this winning church lady friends and in the community at large, and being part of the cancer community that she joined. So you never know where you're going to find that place to fit in. Now, then I'm going to talk about mental health loneliness. And I put it kind of like in the same category of when you have a story that nobody can really relate to. Sometimes I have to understand that because my story of my youth was so unusual to the people I spend time with as an adult that I just don't share it. There's just no need to share it. And if I do share it and somebody says, why didn't you share that? It's like, why would I? Why would there be a reason to share a story like that? It's not like I'd be sharing it because I want therapy. I wouldn't be sharing it because it's a bonding issue. It's just something that if I knew other women who had had the type, even in the ballpark of the way I grew up, it'd be, and we were able to watch each other grow and thrive and be successful, then yeah, I would share my story. But just to share my story for shock value, that's not a winning game. What am I doing? I am pulling my great-great-grandmother's goat hairs. When I was a little girl, I went to stay with her for a while. I always loved her. She would have me massage her feet, clip her toenails. She would have me pull her goat hairs off her chin. I'd go get her cigarettes. And I just pulled a couple of these mustache hairs for your benefit in front of you, because I want you to understand that as we age, our hormones get different. You're not alone in that. I don't want you to feel alone in that at all. Okay, so I got a couple more things I want to open. Sometimes there's I was talking about mental health loneliness. Sometimes I don't call it a chemical imbalance anymore. I call it a narrow pathway traffic jam. So what happens is, whether we're really upfront, top of mind thinking it, or if, what in the heck did I, oh, it's because I had that headband on. Well, all right, I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna put my headband back on, because I'll be sticking my head in the bathtub. There's a way that we think that we don't have enough. I don't have enough money. I'm insecure about money. I'm trying very hard to be strong about money. But you can see where the emphasis is on money and stress. What happens is the brain is simply acknowledging that you're saying, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. And that starts a weird medicine cabinet dump of chemicals, a little at a time or a lot, that makes the body just feel uneasy, like anxiety. Or for some personalities, it feels lonely, like almost isolatory. I'm isolating because other people don't have this problem, and I'm too ashamed or embarrassed to say I can't afford to do that because I'm trying to set these priorities. And instead of being really positive about it, like victory, and drop the whole money conversation. Just tell yourself, I got plenty, I got plenty, I got plenty. Oh man, it just keeps coming in. I can't help the checks from rolling in. Unless it's thoughts like that, which I know sound totally ridiculous, but it helps the brain give you chemicals that feel more energized and more positive. It doesn't matter if it's absolutely true in your top of mind. It matters to all the voices in your head that are saying, look at my story. Look at how far I've come. Oh my gosh, it was a long, hard road. But it's just that chatter that you're not content. Excuse me. And it's important for the energy realm to join you in a synchronicity. How do you want the energy of the world around you to join you? And it will, because we're all energy. This package is energy. This package better be what I ordered. This, yeah, one review, there weren't a lot of reviews on this. One of the reviews said it was shiny. This is going to be a purse strap, and one of these days, I meant to today show you what that was going to look like. I have a black purse that I didn't want to get a printed strap. It smells okay. It smells like a factory. I didn't want to get a printed strap because I didn't want it to look hippy-dippy, even though I dress hippy-dippy a lot. So I just got a plain black. I can tell you that the metal on it is substantial. I'm sure it'll be fine, but the polish on it, like on this one, you can tell that's tarnishing already. It doesn't look good. These look okay. These look like a typical gold hardware. And it's metal. Woo! Yeah, freshly. These are fresh. These hooks are like freshly coated. This was probably done a couple years ago and had been sitting in somebody's factory or supply shop. Because this is already tarnishing. That's too bad. Because you can, I don't know if you can kind of see the difference. Look how bright and shiny that is. Like yellow. And this looks tarnished. I don't know. I'm going to look at it on my purse. Now I wish I would have got the printed one, because then you wouldn't be able to tell so much. I have London Fog bags, and the straps are just those thin plastic straps, which for some people, they like them. I mean, I have a more expensive leather purse that has those kind of thin straps, and it's a leather strap, but I just don't like thin straps. And it's sort of a white with a print, the London Fog print on it. And so I got this belt. Okay, this painting, this coating is about the same. These are about the same as on that other strap, but I like the print on this. It'll go well with that. With the print that's on that and the colors and the size of the print of this. That's what's important to me. Is if you're going to go with a print that's similar to what's on the bag. My black bag is not a London Fog bag with a print. It's plain black that I got through Amazon through a company called, I'll show you my purses one of these days. I don't have a fancy, but I have an interesting collection. But I like that. We'll see about that black one. Okay, I forgot these were in here. So these were 5 gel eyeliners for like $3 or less. I don't remember. But I go through a lot of pencils because you know these pencils, they only have like a piece of eyeliner and they're about that long. I mean, why can't you buy refills? I don't know. So anyway, if I can find eyeliner that's not going to come off real easy, I'll buy it. I'll stock up. And look how short this one is as far as the handle. My goodness, that looks about the same, doesn't it? What's wrong with me? Okay. The brand is Pink 21. See how long this one is. Oh, this one's... Whoa. I'm going to get my money's worth out of this one. That's like 3 times longer than some of these other ones. Let's see how it comes off. Went on nice and easy. And there's still some there. How about that? Ooh, I hit the jackpot on these. I should have ordered some more of these. Well, I'll tell you what. If you find something from Temu that you like, you better get back on there and order it right away. That's what I should have done with this. It's been 2 years since I got that batch. And I finally got another bottle, but I've been using other foundations. So it's not terrible. It's not life-shattering. But 5 of these for next to nothing? That's pretty good. I'll put these in my makeup stash. Okay, one more thing in here. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did. I ordered these rings because of a channel called Hey You. Erin. She's... sometimes I'll listen to her shows as I fall asleep. I did that for a while. When I was lonely. I just needed to hear someone chit-chat like I chit-chat. Just... Only she's better at it than I am. she's just really good at it, and it's comforting to listen to. I just like that blah, 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 right? And anyway, she gets these little ring sets. She buys a lot of jewelry. I don't. I have a lot of jewelry, and I'm giving it away slowly over time. But she got a little set of mixed rings, and so I was looking for them, and they either didn't have my size, or I just thought, I don't know, more clutter. So these are cheap metal. I put it on my teeth because they're so light. I didn't even know if it was plastic for sure. But I'm going to show you these. And what I did was I put them in my basket. And if you put things in your basket, don't purchase them. Always unclick everything that you keep in your basket. That's what I do. I'll just start stocking up. And sometimes they sell out. Well, good riddance. Toodaloo. Okay, so these are they're supposed to be a size 6. That's too small. Oh, this size 6 fits great. This one, I couldn't even get on over that knuckle. I don't wear pinky rings because that knuckle isn't very big, so rings will come right off of there. Like, that's comfortable, but it'll come right off. So I never wear pinky rings. This fits. And that's almost a, the little teeny weeny stones in it, if those are those are the tiniest little pieces of glass or plastic you can find. But, and I don't know if I'll ever wear it. But I really liked, let's see, the fact that these two are so similar. So I wanted to see them in person. So if I put that one on, and then I put this one on, and then I put the other one that's just like it on, that makes a cute set, right? And it almost makes those little teeny micro pieces of glass or what have you show up. Isn't that cute? Now, I don't like to wear my real jewelry. When I got those pieces of jewelry, I was actually, I'm gonna try to get away from that ring light, my makeup light. I was hanging around other people who wore a lot of jewelry, high-end jewelry. So it made sense for me. But it doesn't make sense for me to wear that kind of jewelry when I'm just not in that society circle anymore. Just not. And I don't want to lose it. I'm still trying to figure out who am I going to leave my jewelry to, right? I tried giving some of my turquoise jewelry, a very nice set, well, a couple different sets, in a little gift box to my stepdaughter, but she didn't act like she was even interested in the gift, let alone appreciate it. So, what are you going to do? I don't know. I think I was, okay, so here's an exact same set that I got in a larger size. And I did that because, I don't know if it was Erin off of Hey You or someone else, but they wore two of these and then wore a combination of a couple on this finger, a couple on this finger, so that it didn't look too matchy-matchy. So this is the next size up. This would be a 7. So I could put this one over here. See, it's just different enough. I think she likes to wear them on her big finger, but I didn't think of measuring this finger. I just always used to do these fingers. I wish I would have got one over there. I could put this one. Oh, wow. My knuckles on this hand are just too big. It's too big for this one. Well, I could probably put it on there, but I don't know how that's going to feel after a little while. Some people just look better in jewelry than others. That's what I think. And I just, there we go. So I just thought that would be fun to see. Also, I thought, well, what if I just have a stack of these little bitty rings? It looks so cute on some people. On older ladies, I don't know so much. On my old skin, I just don't know that it really makes sense. I really don't. Like that. See, and I don't think that's comfortable either, anyway. Well, you know what? For under $10, it was fun to experiment. But I know that I can do this with one on each side and feel like I am having some fun. And I'm wearing an inexpensive wedding ring. I don't have to worry about it getting stolen or losing it. I really don't know. And she says she doesn't get tarnished fingers. I get tarnished if I wear low carat gold. So I don't know. Anyway, I have a whole handful of very similar rings for under $10. That's fun. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. We'll see. All right, y'all. Have a lovely day. I'm going to go get to work. And if you're feeling a little lonely, make a list of the things that you might be thinking of that are running, old tapes running through your head. Think about how it's normal, but people don't talk about it. We do have different personalities in our head. Like we have a fireman that gets really upset really fast because he's trying to protect us, but it comes across very aggressive. And that can very often be stemmed from childhood when it felt like life and death. Little kids feel like tense situations can be life and death. You know, and sometimes we do that to the people we love in the world. And it's just unnecessary to be that upset unless it is truly a life and death situation. And sometimes when we write it down. Even carry a little pencil and paper in your back pocket or a fanny pack or something while you're cleaning house. Because sometimes if you just relax while you're doing it, enjoying doing the dishes, enjoying cleaning the floor, just be in the moment, little ideas will pop up when you're relaxed. Because then that another part of your personality, another voice will surface that'll just say, oh, what about just splurging $10 and buying some dumb rings? What about maybe starting to go to that Wednesday night class at the church? Or you know what, they just built I wish they would, a knitting store down the street. Mom, what if I go down there and ask them if they have classes or get-togethers? What if I go to some of those parent-teacher conferences and get, rub elbows with some other parents? Or look for groups. There's a group called meetup.com, and it almost sounds like a dating site. Excuse me. But it's a site for anybody who's going to a new town or is taking up a new hobby or wants to explore something. If I had moved to the large city where I was going to, they had a group where they would meet at a movie theater watch a movie, and then meet at a restaurant to discuss the movie and just hobnob. So it was dinner and a movie. And it was, you know, it's with sometimes strangers, sometimes you see them over and over again. Yeah, this is such cheap metal. And my hands are warm, and so it's warming up the metal, the product that this is. That's kind of funny. I gotta get my hands off that. I don't like it. Oh well. Put it in one of these baggies. Figure out what to do with it. Okay. Also, think about stop thought, change thought. If you're having negative thoughts, they create distance between you and whoever, maybe everyone. Stop thought, change thought. When it says, why am I lonely? Why do I have to do this? Or why can't I do that? Or however it comes across in your head, stop and then think of toast. Mine's toast because I love toast. I like it. I like bread. I like all shades of toast. I like toasters. I like the sound of the old-fashioned metal toasters as they're warming up, and the smell of toast as it's toasting until it finally pops out. Like, I can change my whole brain function by thinking about toast. Pick out something that helps for you. Some people do it with lemons. They'll think of all the different drinks they can make with lemons, how they smell, how they taste, or biting into one, whatever it is. Because to stop that brain from going down that road of negativity, the dark side, the lonely side, that's not how we're supposed to feel. We're able to feel it because it's a useful tool. It's a useful tool to help us gather with other people. When people say, oh, I'm a lone wolf, it's like, number one, humans aren't supposed to be alone. They're not designed that way. Number two, you're insinuating that wolves are solitary animals, which is not true. So I don't know where that whole saying came from. I guess I'd have to check Grok or ChatGPT or something, because I don't even know how that phrase came up. If you know, please leave it in the comments below. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Mwah. Bye for now. Oh, P.S. If you have anything you want me to do a topic on, let me know. I love to chat. All right. And because it feels like there's someone on the other side. That's helpful to me. All right. Mwah. Bye for now.